Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. I am so happy that you have joined me for some crafting today. If you have been with me, you know that we're working on a project that I'm calling Stamping A to Z, where I'm trying to use all of my stamp sets that I have acquired. If you're new, now you know what I am trying to do. Today I have to take a little side step from that though, because if you remember, I said that I needed to make a wedding card for my friend. And that's tomorrow. This is Friday for me, Friday morning, so I have a little bit of time yet. And so I need my wedding card to get done. I started one, and this wedding is at like a barn venue. So I don't know if I don't mean like a horse barn, but you know, the barns that have beautiful wedding receptions and stuff. So I had originally started, I thought, well, we'll use some like barnwood type background paper, which started out okay. You know, I like that. And I had some wooden greetings, and I thought that would be great. And I really wanted to incorporate a doily. Can I find my pack of doilies? No, I cannot. And I have looked, and I know I couldn't possibly have used all those doilies, but so I continued on, and I'm thinking, you know, I'll keep looking. So then I used my one punch, or no, my edge dies, and I put like a little bit of a lace edge on a panel, and then I embossed it to give it some texture. I don't know if you can see the embossing. Pretty happy with that. I had I thought I would incorporate some copper into this, and I had some of these. I have the little Tim Holtz, I forget what those things are called. Oh, they're Sizzix. Oh, what are these called? These are called impresslets. So I cut out some copper. I thought that's pretty. Then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is great, except it's not September or October. This is April. This is spring. And I'm really getting into an autumnal design here. So all of this got set aside. I tried to think of how I might be able to change this around and make it a little bit more springy, and my colors all seem to migrate towards, and I'm just setting that aside because I'm gonna use that and do it for a fall card. They all started going back to the pinks and yellows, and my favorite, well, one of my favorites, Boho Blue. I still always love Misty Moonlight. And not realizing I had ordered, where did it go? Off of Stampin' Up's clearance. Oh, I have it buried under all these. I had so many papers out trying to pick colors that I wanted to do. Oh, that's my dog snoring. I thought my phone was buzzing. There it is. Delightful Doily hybrid embossing folder. And I don't know if you've ever used a hybrid embossing folder, but it is a nice 3D texture embossing folder. Sorry, trying to get the glare off of there. But it also has dies. So we can cut the doily design out. We can cut the doily itself out of the paper. No, I guess I should say cut the doily pattern out and then just leave the embossed panel behind it. Or we can cut this doily design out and then cut it to make our own doilies. There's a small one here, which I imagine would do that center. I didn't go into detail too much playing around with this. I did give it a whirl. And then there is a small circle die, which is going to come in handy for a lot of other things. That would cut the center out as well. All I can say is, I think I love you. If anybody was a fan of the Partridge Family back in the day, I think I love you. This is so nice. I did one cut when I got, because this just came. Like I said, I forgot that I had this picked out off of clearance. Now where did my little sample go? So I did one panel, and I didn't poke out all the little dots yet because they just fly all over, and I didn't really want to have to clean that up right now. But, oop, upside down. Yep. This has all of the embossed little doily design in the background paper, and then it die cut. I guess I could go which way? I don't know. This sort of looks debossed. Well, that's kind of pretty. I guess I hadn't paid attention to that. No, I guess some of it is embossed. And some of it is, in other words, the bumpy side is on the back side. But, I mean, if we poke out all the little holes and stuff, it's going to be beautiful, right? So I can make my doily. So that's what we're going to use, I think, here. Now, see, I've already got all those little paper pieces all around that I didn't want to get on for my video. So, for some reason, when it's a wedding card, I like to make a 5x7 card rather than our standard 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base. So I did cut out, and this is where I'm going. I said I had all kinds of print papers, designer papers and stuff laying all over, trying to pick out my colors. I went from vellum and romantic to florally and wreathy, spring wreath. And I ended up going back to, this was Flight and Airy. This was some, oh, what's it called? Oh, y'all know when you get $50 or $100 worth of product from Stampin' Up! During celebration. There you go. There it is. Had to dig around in there for that word. And then you were able to get this for free. And I loved it. I mean, this was really pretty paper, and I haven't decided yet what print I want to use. I thought about using this one with the little birds on it. And then we could put maybe a yellow doily on part of it. And then I saw this one, and I thought, oh, that's a little bit softer. That's prettier. And now I just spotted this one. Look at that with the two little birdies lovey-dovin', right? Might have to use this one for the wedding. Okay, we'll see. So, anyways, I think I'm going to go with it. I really do like the paleness of this. We'll see how it layers up with my... I did cut some panels out. And I also pulled out Forever Blossoms. Now, we could use this as part of our Stampin' A to Z, and I'll just turn this one over, saying we already did this. Because I like the greetings and the little message for the inside. Cherish every moment of this day, wishing you a long life together filled with love and promise. Or always and forever. Maybe all of them. I don't know. But I always did like those sayings on here. I've used that a lot. All right. So let's get crafting here. I started with a 10x7 sheet of cardstock that I scored down the center and folded to make a 5x7 card. This is Stampin' Up's Boho Blue. And I probably have my camera down too far because you can't see the whole card. But that's okay. You'll see everything that you need to see. And then I took, and see, this might change depending on what birdie paper we picked there. So this was 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 to give it a nice mat. And then this paper I found in Poetic Expressions. I like this striped paper because I still am going to incorporate some barnwood in here. And I liked this one as well, but I didn't think this was going to work with the barnwood paper so much as the other oh, I don't know though. That's pretty too, huh? This barnwood paper, after I decided that the other card was looking too autumnal, I went looking because I knew that there was paper out there that had more of a white background, and sure enough, there are all kinds of white barnwood type papers. I found this one in Heart and Home Designer Series paper, and it's an old one, but if you're like me, you probably still have some of it sitting around or something comparable. And now I've dumped all my little bits out all over because save all my little pieces. Yep, so I like that one because it has a little bit more of a grainy look to it and the stripes. You know, trying not to make it too stripey. Grab these little pieces because they have some pretty flowers on them. Those would be good on a card. Yeah, I thought that other blue one that I cut looked more like maybe a vintage wallpapery design that would be pretty with this. So anyways, this is how it layered up. This one was 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then this was 4 by 6. So I was thinking that I could layer the birds on here. Could even stamp this Forever Blossoms and color it with some yellow. I mean, I'm sure it would probably be more pink. And in reality, more pink, I should say. And this was the coordinating die set. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I thought it had one that cut out the whole stem. It does. Yep. And we could layer that on the birds with the doily. This has so many little dies and pieces. I mean, that's always a great thing until you're afraid you're missing some. Yeah, so maybe let's do that and see where we're going. And then we'll see if I want to switch this paper out and what bird paper we're going to use. So this was another white that I was a little leery of this one because this has more browns in it, more oranges and browns. And I didn't want to confuse my colors. I also had pulled out the bubblegum paper because I wasn't sure if I was going to go with pinks. Oh, cleared a little bit off my desk. Yay for that. And I have lots of little gem packs over here that we can add beads and whatever we need to when we get the card made. Oh, a lot of talking. So, hope you're all doing good. We actually have a kind of a pretty pleasant day today. Sunny. It's a little cool right now, but it is supposed to warm up. Let me grab some white. That was the one thing I forgot. And do I want to do smoky slate or gray granite to stamp this flower? See, those flowers on there are pink on the bird paper. So if I want to use this flower, we might be changing that yellow out for some pink. Bubble bath, Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake. Oh, I could stamp in Crumb Cake. Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Soft Sea Foam. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let's go for Crumb Cake and Soft Sea Foam. I haven't tried that one. Soft Sea Foam, Crumb Cake, Soft Sea Foam. Where are you? Well, I don't see it. I think my Soft Sea Foam was from when it was released the first time, and it might have been needing replaced. Maybe I don't have that anymore. So we can use the Garden Green and stamp it off once, because I don't want anything too dark. So what's new and exciting? What's everybody working on? Hope you're doing some pretty stuff. Is this a little heavier weight? Yeah, I want the heavy. For my flower, I want to use the heavier cardstock because I'm going to die cut that. Oh, birds, you're going to have to set aside for a few minutes until I figure out what we're doing. This is such a pretty set. Such a pretty set. Oh, can't get the whole stem there. Still didn't get the whole stem. It's a big flower. A big flower branch. So we had card group the other day on Monday. And the ladies were here and we did a couple cards. And I can do this video today because my friend that's getting married, I don't think she watches my videos. I'm going to do this one more time because that didn't stamp very evenly in the center. My ink pad might need re-inking. Oh, hit you in the head already. That didn't take long. Ooh, that's pretty. All right. So it isn't like she's going to see this before tomorrow. I'm pretty sure she's a little busy today. I hope she is. Anyway, I hope she's getting everything she needs done. Yeah. And I know everything's going to be beautiful, but you know, when you're planning an event like that and you start worrying about every little thing and trying to make sure that you're going to make everybody happy, and really we just want them to be happy. Oh, I don't have to stamp anything with the Garden Green. We're going to color in. Yes. So we have to make sure, get some ink in the lid. Didn't get very much in the lid. Here's some. And I have my little water brush here. Oh, good. It still has some water in it. I was going to say, haven't used this for a long time, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to get here. I don't want anything to be dark. Come on. So if you're new, in case you didn't know, you can use your inks a lot like watercolor. I'm just putting a little bit of ink in the lid of my stamp pad, and you can use just a regular brush and water, or you can use a water brush. I am using this because I keep these handy on my desk, just in case I decide, like today, that this is something I want to do. I'm going to avoid the stems with this because I really don't think I can paint in that narrow stem with my brush. And so what I'll probably do is look for a very light Stampin' marker, an ink marker. Maybe I can. I don't know, maybe my hands aren't quite as shaky today as I thought they would be. Oh, righty. I'm not getting my paper saturated wet because this is just cardstock. And so it will pill up and tear and make a mess if we get it too dark or too wet. I was going to say I'm going to put a little bit of darker in around in here. No. Not too dark. But I do want it to have some color. We went last night. We had for our community food bank here in the area. Every year they, and I'm sure that this is the same in many other areas. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't look at it because I'm down too far. I had ink on my finger. They had the empty bowls dinner last night, fundraiser. So my oldest son was able to go, and my husband and I went and met up actually with his boss was there. So that was a rather enjoyable evening. I hope they did well. I know that Hunger in America has gotten, that's why I just stuck my finger in it again. Way out of control. And I know our Lady Scout group that I am a member of, don't bleed out of there. We have done some fundraiser. Why am I getting water now? I don't want water. We've done some fundraisers for the food bank. And they mentioned last night that they're already serving 24% more so far this year than last year. That's a lot of people. You know what? I'm messing this up because I'm getting too much water out of my brush and I don't know why. I'm not squeezing it. Stop doing that. Let's try this one. Maybe it'll be better. But I was pleasantly surprised when we got there. There were so many people. My goodness. So all the people who came out to support them and raise awareness for hunger in America. I just thought it was very touching. And they have a huge basket raffle, where you can buy tickets and win prizes. And it's grown so much. That's what we were talking about last night. I remember when it was first beginning, when they first did this project in a little abandoned store in our local town here. Then they had to move it into like a catering, a venue because there were so many people. I think I'm gonna probably use this one. And I'll squirt water out of my brush now to clean the green off the tip. And now the moment of truth. Do we want to make pink flowers or yellow flowers? Decisions. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I guess it's gonna go with pink. Probably gonna. Oh well, yeah, it'll work with that blue. I was gonna say, do I have to change my blue out then? Anyways, then they moved into like a banquet center type thing, and now last night they actually had to have this at the VFW where they have a big banquet hall because there just were so many people, and it was really nice to see. I love seeing community support. And I think this is one of their biggest fundraisers that they have. I think they've got a couple other things. I don't usually go to them. One of them I think is a more formal dinner. I appreciate the Empty Bowls project. I like the awareness that it brings, that people should know sometimes that's all folks have to eat is a bowl of soup. And they also have clay bowls there. Then, you know, when you get your ticket, you get to pick out a bowl that has been crafted by some of the local students and pottery shops, things like that. So, and I've gone to this for years. I have quite a collection of bowls, to be honest. My oldest son has gone with me for the past several years. I think that he is very interested in it also. He's getting his little collection of bowls. So I'm hoping that he carries that concern or that awareness on with him if I'm not able to go sometime, because I do think it's a worthwhile cause. Yeah. So what else? The wedding tomorrow, and it will be our last day. I need some darker pink on here. It will be our last day this Sunday for religious ed this year. Miss all my little kiddos. So I made up their little summertime goodie bags and got those all tagged up this morning. They're ready to go. Lots to do. Always lots to do. I'm just adding a little bit more pink in here to give it some darker color in some of this. And I didn't do the stem this time. I'm going to go back to my original plan of just using a light green marker pen, fine tip pen. I hear the tractors outside starting, so it must be warming up a little bit. Ground getting drier. We have had a lot of rain and wind. So I know I was thinking I wanted to possibly get out there and prune my hydrangeas because it's getting to be that time of the year. I need done, and I have one that I want to move. Hubby said if I show him which one and where I want it, he'll help me over the weekend. And now I'm having doubts. Do I want to do this yet or wait for another week? Am I jumping the gun? No. We did have a frost warning last night? Yeah, last night. So I don't really want to kill my hydrangeas. Wow, that came out kind of pretty. Think I like it. Blend this one out a little bit more. I can see too much of a stripe there. Clean my brush off, and we'll find a green pen to do the leaves and the stems. Close this up. Oh, get out of here. That was going to be our next one. We were going to do timeless textures in our A to Z book. And I had champagne colored rhinestones out for that card that I said was looking too autumnal. So what did I just say? Oh, the marker. Oh, and I see a pretty light one here. And this is mint macaron. Only the right shade of green though. There's this one. Oh, another mint macaron. That one I might not. Oh, there it is. I was going to say we might not find out what that one was. I dropped it. Cucumber crush. What? I think the mint one's probably better. It's going to be such a small little area. I guess I shouldn't be fussing about it so much. Just need to get some color in the stems and so they don't look like I forgot to do it. Cool beans. Oh, I'm being happy with this. Hey, big shot, big shot. Where are you? Over there. We're going to use both of them today. So I have the one set up to cut, and the other one I have set up for when I did the doily. And I guess I have to trim this. I can't use a whole sheet of paper in there, can I? No, won't fit. All right, let's get this little die lined up on here. And we'll get the other one out and cut a doily. Now, do we want the doily? Now the doily is going to have to be out of bubble gum. I keep calling it bubble bath. Why? Why? Bubble gum. All right. Now, oh, that came out pretty, you guys. I like it. It probably looks very pale on the camera, but there is color to it. I like it very much. All right, let's grab the other one set up for our doily. I'm glad I went with the crumb cake to cut that out. I never would have thought of that if I had not have looked at the paper. Put my die back before I can't find it again. So on whether you're using retired paper or new paper, if you're using Stampin' Up! Stuff, on the back of the package, it always tells you what colors are in the paper that is being used. Oh, yeah, upside down is not going to help. So, Boho Blue, Bubble Bath. It is Bubble Bath. Bubble Bath. I was right. Okay. Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. Yeah, so, I mean, it's easy to coordinate your colors, you know, and although I am not a demonstrator anymore, I do still enjoy all of the products. Obviously, that's why I have so much stuff to use. Okay, now we will need a piece of bubble bath to make our doily. Oh, I was going to say, how is this not open when I have a piece of it? Because I had originally gotten the just the pack with the new colors in it, and it only gives you 2 sheets of each color. Yeah, so we do need to open the new one. All right, I think now, I guess I should put this back down until I show you how we use that embossing folder. And I'm afraid that allergies are still a thing here, so I apologize if I sniffle. I'm trying to not sniffle, but they're horrible. Okay. Oh, I could have used a small one because we're going to cut out the doily itself. I'm not making a panel like I had done on my practice. So I only need a 4 1/4 by a 5 1/2 to do this doily. Keep that paper though, it may come in handy. And then we have to line up I don't really know which way. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so our die is going to line up like so. Am I in there right? Yeah, I think it feels more like it's going to go on this side. It feels like it fits in there. Yes. And I can see the design of the die that fits into, oh, I'm sure you can't see that on here. I'm sorry. But it does fit the design in the embossing folder beautifully. So now I don't know if twisting around on me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spritz this with a little bit of water because I don't want my paper to split. And sometimes with the 3D folders, it does. So I've just given it a little spritz of water. Make sure we're still on. Close my folder. Looking good. I think it's lined up good. I'm going to use the base plate for my Big Shot, and this blue plate is what I use for my 3D folders, because that's what works on my setup. You probably would have to experiment depending on what die cut machine you use. And you know, there's A plates, B plates, C plates, D plates. And you may have to add a little shim in yours if it doesn't cut through. Sometimes with the detailed dies, you have to play around a little bit and get it to be where you want it to be to cut the right way. Oh, my paper's still a little wet. Should I have run that through twice? I think it'll be all right. Okay. And I need this one to cut the doily out of the panel. Oh no, those little things. Oh, and then I need the other one back because this is not going to be in an embossing folder. This is going to just be die cut right out of here. And I'm just making my own doily. So for example, when I cut with my Big Shot, I use my base plate, and I think these are probably like B plates. I'm not sure. I use 2 of those, and that works out perfect for me to just die cut. This is the magnetic platform in my Big Shot. I know that Stampin' Up! At one time had a magnetic platform. I think that it maybe was not loved by all. Not sure. I wonder if I should have cut this out first, because is this going to mess up my embossing if I put it through here? Live and learn. Find out in a minute. It did flatten it back out. I guess I wasn't done smacking in the head. I'm so sorry. Straighten that back out as soon as I get this out of my way. We may have to put that back through the embossing folder to get the embossing back. There you go. All better. Yeah. See, now it's not embossed very well. And it's still damp. Well, luckily I have one more. So let's try this in the opposite manner. Okay, so I cut the shape out. Now let's do yes, and I did just run the sweeper. What a mess. Well, we have to learn. Right? Oh, pull holes out of there. And I think I will offset this on the card, so I'm going to end up cutting a piece of it off anyway. don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting it lined up right. Let's do, I think I found this out with Eden's Garden as well. I did better to do each step separate. So if I do, nope, I gotta cut the thing first because I'll be back in the same boat. I'll be embossing over top of my die cut, or I'll be die cutting over top of my embossing, which will make the embossing go flat. Think it through, think it through. So what I'm going through right now with my sewing project that I'm doing for our month of April. So we're finishing that up. And I'm at the point where our project this month was a bag. You could make a tote or a rice bag or a purse or a zipper bag, whatever you wanted, right? I'm at the point where I need to figure out how to put my lining in my quilted bag that I've made, add the handles and a zipper. And I'm going to run that through twice. And I've really had to think it through. Okay. So now we can line that up in our embossing folder. Sorry, concentrating. And then we can poke out the bits. This should work. Yay! I'm a little off center. But you can't tell, I don't think. Let's see. This is cute. I didn't wet this one. Now see, on that green one when I was practicing, and I didn't spritz it with water, I felt like it cracked the doily too much. That's why I thought I would spritz it that first time. But it really made it too wet. Maybe I just spritzed it too much. I suppose that could be the whole thing there, right? Maybe. Oh my, I apologize. I didn't know I was going to have so many little bits to poke out here. Goodness. Come on. Let's get out. All of ye. Oh, but that's pretty. I'm liking it. Okay. Now we have to decide which... Oh, and I probably have to cut the pink paper for that, right? Yeah. I don't know. We'll try it. These. Darn it. Oh, if I trusted myself, I would just pause this and cut these all, or poke these all out and then come back. So afraid that I'll mess up the video though and lose you. I think the last time I tried to pause, I stopped it. And then I had to make like a part 2 because I don't have, well, I think I do have the app or whatever to combine videos. I don't have the skill. I am not smart enough to do all that stuff. That's why y'all get to see my flusters and my flubs and my mess ups. I did used to try to do that, and it took me so long to edit a video and try to combine things and take out. I was like, oh my goodness, this is not even worth it. It really wasn't. So I figured it's probably better if you just see when I mess up, right? But this part of it, I guess, is torturous. So I am sorry. Do I have them all out now? Yeah, there's another one, the hybrid embossing folder from Eden's Garden. It was a Christmas set that we had. And that's when I was still a demonstrator, and we were doing a workshop where I think, was it like 5 of us maybe, all used Eden's Garden and then made our own card design and then shared it with like a subscription, I don't know, not a subscription, but a group. You know, you had to join the group, and then we shared our designs and how we made it with a video and stuff. And I really did feel like my my wreath that I embossed and cut came out better when I did them all separate. When I did each piece separately, the cutting and then the embossing. I think there's probably still a couple in here, and I'll see them like when I don't want to see it. No, like when I go to put it in the envelope or something. Get off of there. Goodness. Okay, so, and I'll keep that one and continue punching those pieces out later. Maybe I can use it. I'm sure I can. All right, set some of this aside so I can keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going forward. Keep moving forward. So here's our card so far. Oop. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to change that up. Ooh, I bended it. Or, where's my little lovebirds? Here, you guys. Oh, that's pretty. That's going to work. All right. Sorry, Lemon Lolly, you lose out. We're going with Bubble Bath. Little Lemon Lolly. And so which layer is this? This is the 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 that I 4 and 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this might just be big enough. 1 7/8. Look at that, not wasting it. 6 7/8. Lovely. Okay. Blue needs to be squished down a little bit. pretty pink. Yes. Okay. This was a 4x6. No, I'm lying. 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. We might replace that just with the birds. The blue. I think we're going to replace that. I was going to layer the birds on top of that, but I think that the doily is not going to show up on the bird paper. So let's cut four and 3/4, and I want to get the lovebirds. 4 3/4. Well, that might work right there. And then we'll cut a little bit of this off of the top. Sorry, I know I'm down here a little bit far. If I cut a little bit of this paper off at the top, it's going to move the two birds up a bit, and then it won't be hidden behind the doily. So cut that off of the top. Nope, didn't measure it. 6 3/4. Oh. To open up my little arm there. 6 3/4. That gets my birdies moved up to the top. Oh no, I didn't cut. What am I doing? 4 7/8. Oh my goodness, Diane. 4 7/8. Which one am I doing? No, I just didn't measure it right. What did I measure? Holy cow! 3 3/4. Yeah, that'll make a difference. All right. 4 3/4. Say it out loud. By 6 3/4. And, oh, well, yep, I have two birdies on the top, so I think I can do my 6 3/4 this way. Should work. I have so much stuff on this floor. I will kill myself when I go to stand up, I'm pretty sure. Oh, but then, okay, so we have to trim this and make it a little bit smaller. And I can put always and forever down there. So do I need this behind here? I said this was a 4x6. Maybe I just need a... Maybe I don't need it at all. Boy, did we just change this up or what? No worries. Yep. All right. Oh, and you know what's going to come in handy? That little circle. Because I think my always and forever might fit in there. We want to stamp it in Crumb Cake or in Boho Blue. We're going to do one of each and see which one we like best. Well, this is working out a little bit better than my, such a pretty blue. Sorry. I don't know why I'm so far back on my table again. It's killing me here. Oh, this crumb cake is really tight. So I appreciate you guys helping me figure this out, because I really was having a hard time there. Okay, now, out of those dies, let's grab that little circle. This one, let's see. Except that I did that one down too low. So if I like the crumb cake, we're going to have to probably do that again. I'm afraid if I do everything with the blue and pink, it's going to look too much like a baby card. That's why I thought maybe the crumb cake would be better to do the ink words in. Well, like I said, we'll have to, if I do prefer the crumb cake, I'm going to have to restamp it because this isn't going to make the circle. I stamped it too close to the edge. But we'll see which one looks best. Before I do that, this and this. I actually do like the crumb cake one better. Okay, well, we'll keep the blue one. A piece of this white. Have to do my insert yet anyway. Crumb cake. So tight. So tight. Good. Good. I love how that little circle die just fits around there. And then that way it's proportioned beautifully with the doily. How handy is it when you get extra dies that you can use for other things? Love it. Oh yeah, that stands out better on there. Let me just show ya. What do you think? Would you be happy with this one as a wedding card if you got it? I guess that's my question. Before I glue this down on the blue, now that I have made that statement about a baby card, looking like a baby card, should I be maybe putting this on a crumb cake background? Oh, I can't use that one. That was from a recipe that I misprinted several times. Oh my gosh. That was when I had made Irish cream for Christmas gifts. And I had printed off a recipe for a mousse to use it in. No, the blue brings the birds out better, I think. Okay, well. Better to check and then not regret it later that I didn't try, right? Oh, I was going to cut that off so it wasn't quite. We can still do that. I think that'll work. And I didn't get all those little holes punched out of the center, but our Always and Forever is going to go on top of it, so that's okay. All right. I don't want to use the Tombow glue because it just might get around the edges, the holes on the doily, so we'll use the other art glitter glue if it will come out for me. Oh, good it is. Because sometimes that Tombow, when it seeps out behind little intricate pieces, it just stays sticky. Ooh, I almost dropped that. And I don't want it to be sticky. Okay. Now for the next question. Do I want to put the Always and Forever on top of the flowers, or do I want the flowers around the Always and Forever? I'm very happy I went with the crumb cake. almost think I want this to go on the doily and have this on top. Yes. With dimensionals, I want that up a little higher. So let's get some foam dimensionals on the back of the flower. And then we'll adjust our circle accordingly so that I have dimensionals on the end that won't be on top of the flowers, if you know what I mean, so that we can make it level. Put a lot on here so it doesn't move around, so it's going to take me a second here to get them off. Where are we at anyways? Oh my goodness, I'm way over an hour. Holy cow. Well, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So if you hung out with me this long, thanks. I'm so happy you did. Well, some things just take a little longer. Color. Doesn't tell. That must be, well, this has to be the bubble bath, right? Yeah, that's kind of like a grayish, but that's pretty. Can we try one and hopefully it won't stick until I'm ready? I really can't tell what that color is. It's kind of the gray one. You little devil. Get off there. Okay. Try a little wink of Stella on the flowers. And then I can worry about doing my inside message. So thank you guys for hanging out with me while I finally got this card figured out. I appreciate your company with me. Yeah. Don't forget to give it a like down there. Subscribe if you want to join me again for another card, and you get notified when I do another video. And the next one we will use our timeless textures and continue on with my Stamping A to Z project. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.